Hey, shout out to a fellow hotshot friend of mine, Patriot. He just sent me a picture. Interstate 20, where he's at, it's shut down, snowing, traffic. He's got semis parked in front of him. And so he sent me a picture. Best of luck to him and hope everything's okay. And I asked him if he had extra supplies and snacks. And so that kind of made me think of something. You know, I always travel. You know, I got a package of teriyaki, Tillamook only. But anyhow, I always, if I'm needing breakfast, everything's within arm's reach. So hopefully he's okay. But I got a first aid kit behind my headrest, and it's got a for blood clots, trauma pack for any of that kind of stuff. Fire extinguishers, first aid kit. But 'tis the season with the winter now. So something I learned from an old timer in Alaska, being up there, 25 years now. So if you're in this weather and your truck's not able to run, and you're stranded by yourself. I worked in Antarctica, by the way, McMurdo Station, Antarctica. And so Larry, shout out to my buddy Larry, Amy Stratman. She also worked there in Antarctica, McMurdo Station, 2004. And so some buddies of mine, and I still keep in touch with. Shout out to them. Anyhow, that was for Raytheon Polar Services, by the way. So something I learned, and when we went to Happy Camper School in Antarctica, the survival guy, in case you get stuck in a crevasse and you're out there, and they showed us how to make igloos and all that. So speaking of how you make an igloo, how we make an igloo, you take all your luggage, take all your gear, pile it up. Take your e-shovel, the length of the handle. You pack all the snow around all your gear. You shove the handle, and when it's about the length of the handle of your e-shovel, which is 2 foot, then you got enough thickness of your igloo. Cut out a hole and pull your luggage out. There's your igloo. And I lived in one in Antarctica, and I got down to my skivvies, my trousers, underwear, my Fruit of the Looms. It was enough body heat inside there. Pretty cool. And so during that class, he talked about survival, and one thing that he failed to mention, the instructor, and I brought it to his attention, was an old timer taught me this trick. So people on Hood, when they go skiing and they're stranded out there, they can't find them, they get stuck and whatnot. And when they do find them, they're dehydrated, and you're thinking, how in the hell is that possible? They're snow. How are they dehydrated? They passed away. And what it is you're not supposed to eat snow. You bring your core temperature down. When you eat snow, you lose your core temperature because it tries to melt it. You drink snow, you don't eat snow. So melt it. But what the old timer taught me was, when you're in those kind of temperatures and weather like that, what gets frostbitten first? Your extremities, your nose, your ears, your fingers, your toes, right? So to prevent, because once you get frostbitten in your hands and your toes, you're like useless. You can't climb, you can't walk, you're for sure not going to survive out there. Odds are way thin. So to prevent that, to help, and you got gear and you're still going to get cold, right? So what does pepper do to your eyes when you're cooking? Burns, right? Waters them up. So any kind of pepper, cayenne pepper, pepper, any of those kind of peppers, keep in your first aid kit. So you're not going to go cook. So you put pepper in there, and you take your glove off, you put pepper inside the glove, get it in the webbing of your fingers, and that's going to draw blood and it'll keep them from getting frostbite. Take your socks, put the pepper inside your socks, so the webbing between your toes, it's going to draw more blood to it, and so you won't get frostbitten toes and fingers. Yeah, so again, an old timer, and so I keep pepper in my first aid kit, and so something that you can pass on if you're hunting, you're a snow, you go snowboarding, you're out snow machining, ice fishing. If you don't have your Sorels, your 100 below boots, and you got regular work boots on, toss some pepper in there. Yeah, they make hand warmers and all that, but how long are those going to last? Did you get you a case of them? And if you got a case, good for you. Oh, something else. When I traveled through Canada from Alaska, so what's legal to go across the border is a flare gun. Because you may be the only driver out there for 200-300 miles, so a flare gun comes in handy. And it's against the law to pass a hitchhiker up in Canada without helping him. Just so you know, because again, you might be the only driver for 200-300 miles. And it's not like he's going to get the license plate and say, "Hey, that asshole didn't give me a ride," because it's covered in snow. The courtesy thing to do is just pull over and help him. And earlier I was talking about how you can tell a rookie and all that. Well, that's right there, somebody that's not willing to help somebody, And then if there is a stranded motorist on the side of the road, broke down with his hazards on, move over, go over a lane. You're a big truck, you can see way up ahead, plan ahead. So if there's cars, back off the throttle. Nothing wrong with that. Back off the throttle. Tap on the brake, slow down so that car can go by, so you can move over and give him. You know how much wind comes from your trailer when you're doing 60, 70 miles an hour and you drive by that four-wheeler on the side of the road, or the patrol car that's on the side of the road? Come on, man. Think about it. Move the hell over. In some places, some states, it's the law. You got to move over, but again, that's how you can tell a new driver, because he doesn't pay attention. He's not planning ahead. He's not looking far enough ahead to see what's going on. The hazards out there. You got to look a quarter mile ahead of you, especially when you're up in a truck. You can do that. When I'm behind him, I'm kind of almost relying on him, which I'll back off and not tailgate just because I'm not going to rely on him. And so yeah, big truck, move over, look a quarter mile ahead of you, plan ahead, use turn signals. And just because you turn it on doesn't give you the right to my lane. If I'm coming up next to you, so back off the throttle. Be courteous. Don't make me have to slam on the brakes just because you didn't plan ahead. So that's all I got.